when we met earlier this month, you mentioned that students are becoming more and more interested in going to Taiwan now, especially for Mandarin learning. So what do you think that advantage of Taiwan compared to other countries for students who like to spend some time abroad?
Well, I should first mention that I have a real soft spot for language learning in Taiwan because, of course, that's an important part of my own background. I did several years of language study in Taiwan, hugely consequential for my own professional and personal development. Probably the most important aspect or the most important advantage of learning Mandarin in Taiwan is that it is one of the few places where it is really possible to have a full immersion experience. That is to live a Mandarin-speaking life in close contact with a community of Mandarin speakers. In this regard, there have been, as you know, great strides in English language learning in Taiwan. Lots of people in Taiwan now speak English. And that's a good thing, of course. Sadly, it's not so good for language learners because it's much easier to get along in Taipei or elsewhere in Taiwan in English. But I think this is a real difference from, for example, studying Mandarin in the PRC, where you are always at a reserve from the local population. There are always limitations on the degree to which you can be a full member of the local society, the local community. Those simply don't exist in Taiwan. And so the main advantage is that you can really immerse yourself in a Mandarin-speaking environment. A second related advantage is that many people who are interested in learning Mandarin are interested in various aspects of traditional and modern Chinese culture. And I think this is the other advantage of Taiwan, is that you can really see, and this is one of the great strengths of Taiwan, you can really see how Chinese culture can exist in the modern world with the temple festivals that you will encounter if you spend any time on the streets of a Taiwanese city, with the richness of many aspects of traditional Chinese life. Music and theater and opera and calligraphy and so on are all part of life in Taiwan. I should mention that I think there is a downside to studying Mandarin in Taiwan, which is that many people who are learning Mandarin, many young people from around the world, are doing so to gain insight into China. And analysis of China in Taiwan is highly politicized. It's very difficult for, there are some exceptions, of course, but domestic politics shapes the China analysis as it goes on in Taiwan. I think what this means is that you probably, if you're interested in understanding mainland Chinese politics or PRC society and so on, there are some limitations to studying in Taiwan. But as a language experience, I think it's second to none.
Thank you.